Would I be the asshole if I wore my late grandma's necklace at my wedding instead of the one my soon-to-be mother-in-law is gifting me? Hi. My wedding is next week, and on Thursday, my soon-to-be mother-in-law gifted me a very extravagant necklace set. I thanked her for it, and then she said that it would look good at the wedding on me. I kind of froze. I didn't know what to say because it seemed like it was assumed I would wear it. I had been planning on wearing my late grandma's necklace that she had left for me. I was very close to my maternal grandparents. My parents are doctors, and so they had long hours, and so I spent a lot of time with my grandparents and was very close to them. As it is, I get a bit sad that they aren't here for my wedding. I brought this up with my fiancé and my parents. My fiancé says he understands where I'm coming from, but was like, his mum really likes me, and she gave that gift with a lot of love, and it would hurt her if I didn't wear it, that it would lead to misunderstandings in a new relationship, said obviously I have the final say, but he just wanted me to think about that before deciding. My mum is really sympathetic to me too, but she also says that my grandma would understand, and echoed my fiancé's sentiment that my mother-in-law had given it with love. I understand all of that, and I like my mother-in-law. She's a sweet woman, and I don't want to look difficult in rejecting a gift like that, but I also just want to wear my grandma's necklace. Would that make me an asshole? Editing this to paste my answer to a suggestion in the comments about wearing a different necklace to the ceremony versus the reception. Yeah, I could. The only thing is, both events are not the same. We are an immigrant family, so when I say wedding, I'm talking about the Ruksati event, which is the main one really, where at the end, I'm supposed to leave like my parents' household in a way, and leave with my husband, and has basically anyone we remotely know being invited. And then a couple of days later is the Valama, basically a reception by the new couple, which in our case is a far smaller event. I'd be okay with wearing mother-in-law's necklace at the Valama, but my mother-in-law had wanted me to wear it at the Ruksati. In the comments, you'd have been fine if you just told her immediately what you were wearing and why. I think it's rather presumptuous to give somebody a necklace less than 2 weeks before their wedding with the expectation they wear it on their wedding day. All of this stuff would have been worked out already. I think she would understand. Not the asshole, but talk to your mother-in-law and explain to her that you love what she got you, but you always envisioned and have been planning on wearing your grandmother's necklace. No assholes here. Could you wear your grandmother's necklace for the ceremony and the new one for the reception? And that's the one that OP replied to. I don't know what the necklaces look like or how big they are, but is it possible to wear both at the same time? OP says, I tried that, and hers is quite a bit on its own. Adding my grandma's to it makes the whole thing look gaudy. I'd have a conversation with my mother-in-law and be honest and say what a predicament you're in. If she seems to not immediately be like, oh gosh, darling, of course you should wear your grandmother's necklace, then ask her opinion on what to do whilst steering towards your grandma's necklace, so it feels like she has made the decision for you, but really it was yours all along. Win-win. OP says, yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to her if I decide to go with my grandma's like I want to. I'll have to break it to her, and I hope it goes well. I really messed up by letting this drag since Thursday. I should have spoken up on the spot. I've just been delaying it because if I did decide to compromise and go with hers, then there is no reason to talk to her about all of this in that case. I know some people have had objections to it in the past, but this is your wedding, OP, and the necklace you wear is your decision at the end of the day. I know mother-in-law wants you to wear that because it has meaning for her, but she doesn't get to make that decision for you. If she feels bad about it, that's understandable, but she should understand that giving you this gift doesn't come with ownership of how it's used and when it's used. You are wanting to wear this for your late grandma because you want to honor someone that was central to your life, that was emotionally significant to you. And it doesn't sound like your mother-in-law hits the mark of being as emotionally significant as your grandmother was. I completely understand why you would want to wear your grandmother's necklace for the more important of the two events. If she can't understand why you would want that, then I have nothing else to say about her. I think you can still be warm, appreciative, and kind towards your mother-in-law while still holding these boundaries firm. You're not being difficult on your wedding, you are just doing what is best for yourself. And now, onto the update. Thanks for all the advice in my last post. I truly appreciate it. I agree with what some of you had said that I should have just spoken up at the time. I messed up. I just froze, and I guess stupidly thought that it would all magically go away. I've considered a lot of the comments and their suggestions. So my mother-in-law's necklace is quite a handful on its own. Adding that to my grandma's necklace would leave no breathing room for my neck. It would take away from my bridal dress. But the most important suggestion was the one that I'd been avoiding, which was to talk to her directly. I stopped by her place yesterday after doing some shopping. I went by myself. I brought up the issue and thanked her again for her gift. I told her I'm sorry that I delayed this, but I had my heart set on wearing my late grandma's necklace for the main wedding event. She asked to see it. I showed her the pictures of how it looked on me with my bridal dress, and she gently said that she thought the necklace she was giving had more work done and would bring out my dress better. I said that I get that, but I'd always wanted to wear it. I was close to her, and this necklace was the only piece of wealth that my grandma had taken with them when they had migrated when my native country had gotten independence, like in the 40s. I guess she could see that I was getting stressed, and she said it was fine. I can wear hers at the reception, the Valama. But at the main wedding event, the Ruksati, which is essentially everyone we know invited, we could do a gifting event on the stage where she could give me the entire set and all the other gifts they've gotten me, with pictures taken of all of it. I said that would work out great. I hope she didn't take it the wrong way, and it didn't sound like she did at least. I'm glad I cleared it up, because this had been at the back of my mind, along with all the other wedding stress. So at least it's one less thing to worry about. Thank you for the help. In the comments, I'm glad that it worked out in a way that you were comfortable with, and it sounds like she was concerned about your perspective too. So that's a big positive with your new mother-in-law-daughter-in-law relationship. Maybe send her a thoughtful gift or a note that again tells her how important she is, how excited you are to be a part of their family, how much you appreciated her thoughtful compromise, suggestion, etc. Spread some honey so things continue to be smooth. Ah, exactly what I thought it was. She wanted to show off as the generous mother-in-law in front of everyone. I don't like how she said her necklace would look better than your grandma's, and the fact that you had to justify to her your reasons for preferring your grandma's necklace, and the fact that fiancé also tried to guilt you to go with his mum's necklace over your grandma's. Something to watch out for in the future. You are his wife now. He should be your number one cheerleader, not his mum's. But I'm glad your future mother-in-law gave in the end. Also, learn from this for future interactions with her. If something is important to you, fight for it. Be it your kids, their names, who gets to be there in the hospital when they're born, and how soon you host visitors to see your newborn, where you spend your holidays, etc. All issues that could potentially cause issues with in-laws, especially if you're not on the same page with your spouse. Have a lovely wedding. It's a little worrying that she still pushed you, but thankfully she relented in the end. You're probably going to have to be vigilant with your mother-in-law in the future. I think she would absolutely stomp a boundary if you let her. Yeah, I agree too. It doesn't seem like this was as much of a victory as it could have been. I agree with the way that you handled this though. You spoke to her directly, you were respectful, and you didn't come across defensive at all. Because wearing your grandma's necklace is always going to be more important than your mother-in-law's necklace. It seems like she got the message, but, a compromise that you can come to is yes, having it be gifted to you during the Ruksati. I can respect that. So you have worked together towards a solution where everyone's dignity remains intact. That shows mutual respect. Hopefully, this boundary that you've put up here continues to stay solid. She doesn't try to push it in the future. And I wish you nothing but a healthy and happy marriage, OP. Thank you for the update. Our next post is by a throwaway account titled, I, 17 female, got asked to prom by a guy, 18 male, who may want to get me drunk and take advantage of me. I am a very shy and quiet person. I usually just keep to myself and avoid talking with people I don't have to. Our school decided this year to have prom on some weekend in October. They wanted to go with a horror movie theme, so I guess it makes sense. Last week, this really attractive guy, Jake, came up to me and handed me a box. It had cupcakes with letters on them spelling out prom ? I was really taken aback. I'd seen him before, but I never thought he knew I existed. I was really excited and said yes. I never thought in a million years that someone would ask me, and it's my senior year. He gave me his number and went on his way. Before the end of the day, everyone knew. Even my friends somehow found out. My best friend Mary pulled me aside and told me in short that Jake had told someone that he was just using me as an easy lay. He allegedly was planning on getting a room with some friends and taking a few girls back there. I don't know what to do. I've never really cared about dances or anything like that, but now, what I was asked, I really got my hopes up and was really excited. I guess my question is, should I risk it and go, or turn Jake down? It is just a rumor. I've only heard it from Mary, and since then, I texted him some, and the conversation ended with, "I hope you don't expect me to put out just because I'm your date." And he laughed and said he wasn't like that. Should I go, or should I stay home? Thanks for the help, Reddit. In the comments, Daddy Stoicism says, "Go to the dance and have a good time. Decline to go elsewhere afterwards. That way, you get to enjoy the dance, but don't get put into any dangerous situation. Be sure to let multiple friends know about your plans. And don't let anyone touch your drinks, even soda. Furthermore, if he offers you a drink after you come back from the bathroom, for example, don't feel obligated to take it. Have a line in your head that you can tell him, such as, 'No, I just had a drink. I'm good for now, thanks.' He might get insistent if he does. I found the best way is to take the drink but put it down somewhere without actually drinking from it as soon as you can. For example, 'Oh, I love this song. Let's dance.' Put down the drink and go to dance floor. 'Look, it's friend. I'm gonna say hi.' Put down drink and go to friend, or go to friend and then put down the drink, or even put it on a table as you were passing by. In saying that, my experience with it was a drunk guy who bought 2 drinks but doesn't want the second anymore. I refused, he insisted, so I took it, and then said that I had to go find someone and put the drink down as I went far away. May not work as well if the other person isn't drunk. If you decide to go, I would be cautious. Let people know where you're going and don't leave him alone with any of your drinks. Not because he's given you any indicator that he could be a perpetrator, more so because you don't know him very well and are unsure of his motives. I agree with the advice in the comments here. I think you should just go to the dance with him and then go home afterwards and take all of the advice that everyone has given you. I don't like the fact that this rumor has spread so quickly either, and that it's come back to you so fast with a, "He's just trying to use you for sex." And you brought this up to him. His response wasn't reassuring. Some, "Haha, I'm not like that," is what they all say. Shut up, idiot, we're onto your games. Stop playing the goddamn plausible deniability game. I know your type. Just play it safe, go to the dance, don't take any drinks like everyone said, and then bounce. That's the best way to have your cake and eat it too, OP. And now, onto the update. Hey y'all, some of you helped me out a while back, so I'm here to give you a short update. The night started off pretty great, with Jake being super cool and all. We went to dinner with some of our friends, got a shared ride, and all that fun stuff. We got to the dance and danced for a while, and he didn't do or say anything creepy. His friend, let's call him Paul, since I have no idea who he is, showed up and said something in his ear, and Jake told me there was a party and we were going. I said no, mostly because I'm not comfortable with going to a stranger's party filled with people I don't know. Jake tried to convince me to go, and I kept saying no, until he was really upset. I told him I don't mind him going, and he got pretty mad. He said that I was boring and everyone fucks on prom night, so I should too. Which was pretty random since sex wasn't even on the table and that I was making him look bad. He tried to pull my arm, but a group of girls next to us told him that he needs to leave, and he did. So overall, it was an okay night. It sucks I couldn't hang out with Jake all night, but I did meet some pretty cool girls who let me hang out with them the rest of the night. Overall, it was pretty fun, and I didn't die or get pig's blood dumped on me by John Travolta. In the comments, Minin7 says, "Why does it suck you didn't get to hang out with Jake all night? I'm so confused." And OP says, "Sorry, I didn't mean like after all that. I mean, it sucks it couldn't just be a normal night with him. Actually, it's awesome that you didn't hang out with Jake all night because you got to hang out with some friends who really care about you and were so strong and self-reliant that now you know you can always stand up for yourself in the future. You did awesome, OP. Yeah, Jake's a dick." Quote, "He laughed and said he wasn't like that." Jake was, in fact, like that. Pretty obvious he was like that from the get-go, and at least it seems like OP learned a thing or two without getting hurt. High school fucking sucks. Jake just assuming he gets to have sex with whoever he gives his cupcakes to. Then OP feels the joy and pressure to go to this overhyped event that seems designed to do what Jake wants. If that group of girls hadn't intervened, this would probably have been a very different night. Reminds me of when a girl in my class dumped her boyfriend right before prom. Her mum was devastated that she wouldn't get a proper prom experience and even tried to get her to change her mind. Finally, the girl sat her mum down and explained her ex had told her that he would take her, but obviously they'd be having sex after, as that's what people do on prom night. The girl was like, "Maybe other people do, but I sure as hell don't," and dumped his ass when he got mad. Her mum was horrified to find out and super embarrassed that she'd tried to defend him. The girl's mum meant well, but was rather naive. But the girl herself was smart and had no time for assholes like that. I'm glad it worked out for OP. Jake is a douche, and I hope he felt like a real loser when his easy lay didn't work out. I agree. I'm glad that OP did basically what the comments told her to do, and lucky that there was a group of girls ready to reinforce that decision with OP. Young guys, like him, are always going to pull these stupid guilt trip cards saying, "You're boring, you should have sex. And now that you're denying me multiple times and making yourself known, I'm going to grab your arm and force you to the party." Yeah, what a cool stand-up guy. We should all take his lead. He is a pillar of masculinity and morality. I'm glad you trusted yourself and held your boundaries though, OP. Even in the face of this guy getting pissed off at you because you keep saying no. I'm very glad you didn't cave to him and that you just removed yourself straight away from this unsafe situation. You said yourself that you were shy and that this was a big deal for you, and I'm proud that you were able to stand up for yourself in the moment. And yeah, the fact that those other girls stepped in at all shows just how blatant and obvious his behavior was. If so many people around you can pick up on what's happening and step in like that, Jesus Christ, he is not even subtle about it. Glad you're safe. Glad you did what you needed to do to protect yourself. Thanks for the update, OP. And that's where I'm going to end today's episode, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.